If my name was Thomas and I had blue eyes and I played the piano, the repercussions wouldn't be the same. They wouldn't be the young prodigy from the Golden Quarters. It's something like that. Us young people from the popular neighborhoods, we tend to have a barrier. People were shocked that I hail from the Golden Quarters and I'm also Comorian. What I think is that it's something that's been broken for you because, in fact, everyone is capable. My passion for the piano, it started in 2018. When I was 14 or 15 years old, I used to go to Latiman Hospital for routine checkups because I had a liver problem and all that. And there was a kind of wooden furniture, and I didn't know it at all. And that is to say, I approach and all that, I lift the furniture and I see white key, black key, and so I don't understand anything at all. To make a long story short, I start to touch like a child who is doing musical awakening or who does not know. I spent the whole evening playing, searching and all that. I went home, I looked at what this instrument was, where it came from, the history and all that. The next day I arrive at Latimone Hospital, remembering the events from the previous day. I had listened to a piece, Fantaisie Impromptu by Chopin, but I redid it deconstructed. I arrive at Latimone the next day, so I play. And from there, a passerby comes who films, and he tells me, wow, incredible, you play super well. Do you know how to do symphonies? No, I'm not into symphonies. I just learned the piano. It's only been 24 hours. Before that, I had never taken any music lessons or classes. But there was a speaker who had made a presentation. It was in Seine, if I remember correctly, for a King Kong movie concert. She said we'd be singing in a choir, so I began learning about this unfamiliar musical style. Marianne Suna, who greatly assisted me, supervised me on a summer choir. In fact, she had noticed that I liked music, that I was attached to music. She would bring out her accordion and I would play. I have flashes of memories from that time. I would come, I would sit next to her, I would sing and all that. And then she told me, you love music, you know what? I have a summer choir. If you want, you come and you sing. And then just next to it, there was a piano. But she was telling me, yeah, there's something, you need to exploit it. You need to continue actually in this momentum, in music in general, because it wasn't the piano. The very first, it was singing. I wouldn't know how to explain where the ease comes from. Basically, I don't have perfect pitch, but relative pitch. Basically, the difference is that with perfect pitch, you can recognize the note at any given moment, and with relative. Basically, you're going to fumble around a bit. It's going to take you some time to find your piece, but you're still going to be able to reconstruct the piece, to play it in its entirety, to pick up fragments of the piece and replay it. For composing, I draw inspiration from several artists. There's Sofiane, Pamar, Ludovico Einaudi. Sometimes I compose with color codes. I take the color orange and compose from that. Many wonder how Wesh composes so well with a color, but for me, I tell myself color code orange. I tell myself, I don't know, I'm going to start with a universe, a landscape, or I don't know, I'm going to rethink something I didn't like during the day. I operate a lot like that color code. I often listen to other composers or jazz. It's not by chance. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of jazz. So following this video, there was a media effect, a bit of a snowball effect. There was a first record company that approached me that offered to make my first album, produce my first album. So I don't know, I say yes. There were a lot of events that followed one after the other. I had to grit my teeth, let's say a bit like that, and actually just enjoy the moments that happened to me and which subsequently opened many doors for me. Like an acoustic with soprano, first album, an opening at the Stade Vélodrome, Stade de France. It was huge for me. It opened doors for me, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. So what did my life look like? Before I started playing the piano, I was an ordinary young man, a 14-year-old teenager, like everyone else who went to school, an ordinary teenager's daily life. I grew up in La Castellane, in the black neighborhoods of Marseille. La Castellane, it's a neighborhood of joy. It's a neighborhood of solidarity. It's a neighborhood where, unfortunately, there is trafficking. For me, how would I define La Castellane? It's a city. It's not even a neighborhood. For me, it's a city. Because you have everything, as much as the bakery, as much as the school, as much as the leisure centers. You really have everything. When I was little, already in the spit at the cast, I didn't imagine at all being a pianist. I didn't imagine at all, already in short, making music. I didn't have a strong relationship with music, but I listened to a bit of rap, much more rap. I don't want to lie. I don't want to make you think I was listening to classical and all, but it changes you. It makes you leave the neighborhood, meet other people, see that in fact people, they are not just like that. Because you can have a certain view of people because you are only in one neighborhood or even a way of life. It changed many things about my view of life, including my overall perspective. I think what shocked people is that I come from the northern districts and that I am Comorian on top of that. What I think is that it's something that was broken for you. Because in fact, everyone is capable, everyone is capable. I told you about the piano, we're talking about piano, but whether it's in music or in engineering, lawyer, doctor, for me, in quotes, my cause to defend is that there are more young people who get started in the piano, in lots of things, you know. Actually, to open up the classical or contemporary music panel, which is limited to more young people. From a popular neighborhood, or that is not from a popular neighborhood, because you can come from a non-popular neighborhood and also have a gift. If my name was Thomas and I had blue eyes and I played the piano, the repercussions wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the young prodigy of the golden quarters. It's something like that. The young people from the popular neighborhoods tend to have a barrier. And when I talk about this, I'm also talking to myself and to the young people as well. You're aware of the people behind the camera watching the interview. When you go over there, they might look at you in a certain way, but I'm not sure. You're in tracksuits, but they can't tell you, but they make you understand that you're not in your place. Yes, it's just that there should be a bit more young people like me who look like me in several professions who say, yes, there we are here. It's not reserved, it's our place, simply. For 2024, I'm fully preparing my third project. I have concerts that are going to follow each other. I have one there in June at the Old Port in Marseille. It's going to happen on the Canebière. I have a second concert in Guadeloupe, a third in Toulon for a neighborhood party. That's it for 2024. I wish myself great success. Health for me, for everyone.